Hi, welcome to Drawing One. I'm your instructor, Megan Rosen. And what I'd like for you to do to start off is to kind of take a little tour of Canvas. Hopefully you're fairly familiar with Canvas at this point. If you're not, that's okay. The way I set up my classes when I teach at OTC is very module centric. So if you look over to the left over here, you'll see that there's a bunch of little tabs and one of them says modules. I've also set modules as the home page. So that's going to be your main navigation for this course. When you go into modules, you'll see that the screen is divided into different sections. So the first section is your welcome section, and you need to read the welcome announcement, and you need to then go to introductions and tell us a little bit about yourself. I've already filled out the introduction about myself and told you things about me. The next thing is you're going to watch some videos about sharpening your pencils, which I know sounds really like kindergarten stuff, but there's a very particular way that I want you to sharpen your pencils for drawing. And so I need you to watch that video. And then there's a second video about different ways to grip the pencil and what the different grips of the pencil do for you when you're drawing. Those two videos are not of me, they're of another drawing instructor that I like, and I like to use some of his materials. So you're going to want to watch those, and then you're going to take a selfie with your sharpened pencil, at least one of your sharpened pencils, sharpened in the correct way, and post it on the Show Me Your Sharpened Pencils discussion board. And that is for points, so you get participation points for that. So those are kind of your beginning tasks. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to move on to Unit 1. And this is an example of how a lot of our, how the rest of the semester is going to be set up. So in Unit 1, there are two subsections. And the first is called Left Brain, Right Brain. You'll click on that where it says Left Brain, Right Brain. There'll be a lecture for you to watch. There'll be a little bit of material for you to read. And then you're going to have descriptions of exercises. The first exercise, exercise 1, is due tomorrow, February 2nd, which I know seems overwhelming, but it's okay. These exercises are pretty quick, most of them, especially at the beginning of the semester. So what exercise 1 is it's kind of a benchmark for us. You're going to do a self-portrait, and you're going to do that self-portrait with your pencil that you've sharpened correctly in the way that we're going to use them in this class. You're going to set a timer for 30 minutes. I do not want you to draw longer than 30 minutes. If you don't take the entire 30 minutes, that is okay. And I know you're probably thinking, Megan, I'm taking this class as Drawing 1. I haven't had drawing before. Why are you making me do a self-portrait on the first day? That's kind of the point. Because see, then we have this as a benchmark and we can look back at it later in the semester after you've had all the training. We do a self-portrait project that's really involved and detailed, and then you can see how far you've come in the class. So it's helpful for me as your instructor to assess how you're doing, and it's also helpful for you because you can then see the mark of your success as you move on. So Unit 1, we're going to go in, do the reading, watch the lecture, then start doing the exercises. That's pretty typical for how the whole semester is going to go. In Unit 1, it's a little bit different because you have two sections. So you have that left brain, right brain. You're going to do that. Exercise 2 and 3 come from the reading that's linked in the left brain, right brain. Okay, so there are two different exercises that help kind of work on how we're connecting our vision, our brains, and our hands to create the best drawings that we can. Okay. And then the second subsection within Unit 1 is en plein air. En plein air is a French term. If you click on that, I'll explain what it is, what it means, and why we're doing it. It's a little bit funny whenever I have this in the spring semester because your en plein air basically just means drawing outside, or painting outside, in this case drawing. And I know it's winter, so our trees don't have as many wonderful leaves and things to draw as normal. But we're still going to do it. We're still going to give it a try. So some of the lecture material there is about different ways of drawing leaves, which I realize is more difficult in February than, say, when I teach this in the fall and we're coming in August. That's okay. We're going to work with it. It's basically a way for us to jump in feet first and just get some drawing done. And then after we do that, we'll go back through and kind of break everything down, starting with line, then talking about shape, talking about value, talking about texture, and go through all the basic things. But it's kind of like an icebreaker for the semester. I like for you to go out and do some actual drawing, and then we're going to dissect the skills and kind of figure out how to improve upon our Unit 1 project. So another thing you'll notice is that you have this peer critique for Project 1. You have exercises, you have in-class exercises, and you have projects in this class. So your exercises are short, kind of less involved than your projects. When you see something that says it's an in-class exercise, I realize this is an online class, so we're not actually doing synchronous meetings, but an in-class exercise means it's something that you're going to go along with an instructional video on, where I walk you through the steps that you're following. The exercises are more, you take the information that you've had in the lectures for the unit and then you're applying them to an exercise on your own, if that makes sense. So for the projects, they're a little bit more involved, and you're going to have a peer critique for those. A peer critique basically means that I divide you into groups and you give each other feedback on your drawings. I know critique has kind of a negative connotation. In the art world, that is not the case. Critique just means that we're looking at each other's work and talking about it, okay? So it's not scary. As you move through the class, each unit focuses on something different. Unit 2 is drawing strategies, Unit 3 is line, Unit 4 is shape and form, Unit 5 is about proportions, relationships, and accuracy. Unit 6 is about value. Unit 7 is about perspective. Unit 8 is about texture. And we also do pen and ink work in Unit 8. Unit 9 is your self-portraits. Unit 10 is figure drawing. Now in drawing 1, we don't have nude figure drawing, so the figures are draped, they are covered, so you don't have to be nervous about that. If you take drawing 2, we look at lots of naked people, so just be aware. And then you have your final project. So that's how the semester is set up. I do want you to look at the syllabus and get an idea about what the class looks like. And then I want you to make sure that when you're doing this, you go into each unit and you actually look at the thing at the top of the unit that tells you the information and has the lecture. If you try to just go into the exercises and do them without reading the instructions or watching the lectures, you're going to screw it up. You're going to do it wrong, and then you're going to have to redo it. So that's no fun. So don't do that. Go ahead and go in and make sure that you read the instructions and watch the lecture videos in each unit before you try to do the exercises and projects. Okay? In terms of your materials for this class, I do have a material list in the welcome module. All of your materials are available in a kit in the OTC bookstore. I recommend you just go buy the kit. It's actually more cost effective to do it that way. If they don't have it in stock right now, tell them that you need it and they will order more. They should either have them now or be in the process of reordering. Some semesters they run out just because we have higher enrollment in drawing than expected. But if you just go in and say, I need the kit for Art 120, Drawing 1, someone in the bookstore will be able to help you out with that. Sometimes there's a textbook listed for Drawing 1. I don't use a textbook for this class. Some of the people who teach it do. But for my version of the class, you do not need to buy the textbook. All the reading material and lecture material comes from me and is supplemental and added on here, and you don't have to buy anything else other than your supplies. If they're out of the drawing kit, go ahead and just take a pencil and sharpen it with an X-Acto knife the way it says in the video, and get some paper and just, even if it's just computer paper, just go ahead and start doing the exercises on the first day, and then you can get the kit when it's available and work into it. Okay, so week 1, I want you to read the welcome material. You're going to post in the introductions, introduce yourself. You're going to watch the videos about sharpening and gripping, and then you're going to take a selfie with your correctly sharpened pencil after you sharpen it. You are going to do exercise, you're going to watch the video and read the information for left brain, right brain, and then do exercise 1, which is your self-portrait. You're then going to do exercise 2 and 3, which come from the reading material in the left brain, right brain. They won't take you very long. These aren't super involved exercises. And that's our first week in class. So get to that point and you'll have made it through the first week and we'll be ready to move on and do some en plein air work. All right. I look forward to working with you this semester. Thanks.